joining us. This was a little bit last minute, but
Yeah.
well, you were on time. The French are always on time.
Thanks.
Best of luck for the weekend, and enjoy the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank
Bye.
you. Well, we were lucky enough to be joined by Thierry Champion. That was very interesting words he had. It seems as though the fact that France is going to be facing the world number one, they integrated that into their motivation and are using it to sort of build the energy on that French team so that they're not going to be, it's not looked as a challenge, more as something that will help them. The fact that she's world number one, they're going to unite their forces and make their teamwork that much stronger to try and overcome Ash Barty, who's, boy, she is playing some amazing tennis lately. In practice, she's been really hitting the ball really well. You can tell that she's full of confidence. She's very, very excited to be part of this adventure for Australia. She loves playing for her nation. In fact, she was rewarded by the Hart Award just yesterday at the official dinner by Dave Haggerty, president of the ITF. She was given a check of $10,000, which she immediately donated to the RSPCA because she has that love for animals and wants to help animals that are in tough situations. But anyways, this Hart Award goes to dedication for playing for your nation, and she is 17-2 in Fed Cup, so it doesn't get much more dedicated than that, and especially from a number one in the world. So what a great person to spearhead this Australian team, who, remember, they're chasing the title now for a while. The last time Australia won was 1974, people. Just to give you an idea of how long ago that is, that's when I was born. So I know I look old, so imagine that's been that long since Australia has not picked up the title. France, last time they won the title was not as long, but still a while ago, also 2003. So both of these nations will be very, very hungry and motivated. Not that other nations aren't when they're used to winning, but chances are, you'll see a bit more emotion than when the Czech Republic wins it for the 13th, 14th, 15th time. It's going to be a packed stadium. The venue is amazing. For those of you who have not had the chance to be in Perth for the Hopman Cup, or maybe earlier this week to come and check out some practices, outstanding venue. Capacity is slightly over 13,000 people, and we were told that the place is sold out. Lucky enough, the infrastructure has a roof also, so should there be severe heat or rain, then close the roof and continue playing. So there is absolutely nothing to make this weekend go wrong. It's just going to be picture perfect tennis, the highest level of women's tennis on the planet, in front of your eyes. So make sure to block off that section on Saturday and Sunday to follow live action on all the different platforms. You can also, if you don't have the chance to be in front of a screen, remember you can be in front of a computer. You can follow stuff on fedcup.com, where you'll have all the updates. You'll have live scores. You can even watch live from fedcup.com. You can read amazing articles. You can check out amazing pictures, videos that have been produced all week long here in Perth, sort of to get the ball going and to get people a bit excited. Fun stuff. A very nice interview with Ash Barty, who we sat down with earlier this week, which we call In Conversations With. You can go check that out. Very, very nice. We also had some fun with them, with both teams. We challenged both teams to see how well they know the history of the competition, who won, how many times they won. We put them head to head and had them play the Fed Cup Champions Challenge. That's also available on the different platforms of the official platforms of the Fed Cup by BNP Paribas. So behind me, you can see the trophy. I think we're zooming in right now on that, or at least we will be zooming in very shortly on that. And that trophy is what all these players are going to want to get their hands on. It's 1963, people. That's when that trophy first came to life. This is the first time it was handed to somebody. You can see the chairs that are slightly sectioned to my left. It's a bit hard because I'm opposite of you. Players will be sitting there. Usually, for those of you who are used to watching these types of ceremonies, you're used to seeing one team sit on one side, the other team sit on the other side. There's going to be a little bit of action on stage. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag right now, but stay tuned because Tennis Australia has a tradition of always organizing a very original and fun draw ceremony to watch. They always manage to integrate some sort of animation into the draw and make it more than just pulling a name out of a hat. I can tell you that something beautiful is planned here, and all I can say is I don't want to give it away, but when you're watching, turn up the sound because it's going to be, and kill the lights, watch this in the dark. And by the way, if you're somewhere in Europe, you will be watching it in the dark because it's middle of the night for you. Here in Australia, locally, it is just past 9:30 a.m. So for those of you who are in France, bonjour la France. It's somewhere past 2:30 a.m. And if you are with us, thank you very much to be live. We are going to be starting very, very shortly. Todd Woodbridge, for those of you who remember, Australian great doubles player, legend. He will be emceeing this ceremony in a few minutes. Hopefully we'll be hearing his sweet voice taking over mine. Until then, what else can I tell you? We can talk about the French team. Caroline Garcia, Kristina Mladenovic, Alizé Cornet, Fiona Ferro, and Pauline Parmentier. Those are the five. Who will Julien Beneteau have selected from those five to play? Who will he have nominated to play singles? Who will he have nominated to play doubles? Surely he's going to go with Mladenovic and Garcia, but no confirmations there. Those two have led on the team all season long, but it's been a team effort for France throughout the campaign because Alizé Cornet brought a point in Liège and Pauline Parmentier brought a point in Rouen against Romania. So everybody really has brought their piece to the work. On the other hand, the Australians also solid teamwork there, but what Ash Barty has accomplished this season, she has brought 6 points. 6 points on the road to the final, which means she's won every match she's played in, and she's played every single match there was to play. So amazing performance by Ash Barty, but that just goes along with what she's been doing all year long. Remember, in the middle of the year, she won Roland Garros, which is what a performance she put on there on the clay. I can't say that she was exactly brought up on clay. It's not a traditional Australian surface. But, oh, who do I hear? I hear the sweet voice of Todd Woodbridge. So this concludes our intro. I'll leave you live with the official draw ceremony of the Fed Cup by BNP Paribas between Australia and France.
The Noongar Nation, the traditional owners of the land, and we pay our respect to elders past, present and emerging. It is my pleasure now to welcome the official party onto the stage. From Tennis Australia, the Chair, Jane Herdlicker. French Tennis Federation President, Bernard Guidicelli. The Honourable Paul Papalia, the West Australian Minister for Tourism, and a thank you to the State Government for your support throughout this weekend. The Chief Executive Officer of BNP Paribas Australia and New Zealand, Corinne Delverley. And the ITF President, David Haggerty. A big welcome to our official party. Well, it's time now to introduce the players for this historic tie. Would you please welcome the team from France, led by Pauline Parmentier, Fiona Ferro, Alizé Cornet, Caroline Garcia, Kristina Mladenovic, and the captain, Julien Beneteau. And from Australia, would you please welcome Priscilla Hon, Astra Sharma, Sam Stozer, Isla Tomljanovic, and Ashley Barty, with the team captain, Alicia Mollick. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our two teams to battle it out in the Fed Cup final this weekend. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Todd Woodbridge here as your MC this morning. If I could ask all of our players to take their seats back on the stage here, and wish them all very good luck for this weekend. And of course, what a weekend it's going to be when we look at these two teams. Since 1963, these are only 2 of 4 teams who have played in every Fed Cup. Of course, Australia are looking for their 8th victory, and France looking for their 3rd. As we prepare the Fed Cup and put it into position, it is a real honour to welcome up to the podium the West Australian Minister for Tourism, Paul Papalia, to say a few words.
Good morning. Thanks, Todd. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, the two teams. Welcome to Western Australia. We are very happy to have you here. The state loves tennis, and the state really loves women's tennis. So we're very thankful that the Fed Cup final is being played here in beautiful Perth. I can say as the Tourism Minister, I'm particularly pleased to welcome all of the visitors from outside Western Australia, including and especially those of you from international flights. I would have been at the airport to welcome you personally, so my apologies for not doing that. Normally I would be, but you add to my numbers. It's a wonderful thing to have you all here in Western Australia, a wonderful thing to put Perth, Western Australia, on the international stage. The only thing I would say is welcome, good luck to both teams, although for the French, I do have bad news. Every time Perth hosts the Fed Cup, Australia wins. Welcome again, have a great time, and I look forward to watching the finals on Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister. I think the last time that the French were here was 1971, when we played on grass at Kings Park, so lots changed since then. Thank you again, Minister. I'd like now to welcome from BNP Paribas, Australia and New Zealand, the CEO, Corinne Delvely.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank Tennis Australia for inviting me to talk to you on behalf of BNP Paribas today at the final 2019 of the Fed Cup by BNP Paribas. We've been sponsoring tennis for 46 years, and now we sponsor tennis for all levels, professional, amateur, wheelchair, and junior players. And we would like to thank the International Tennis Federation, as well as the French Tennis Federation, for this valuable partnership. It enables tennis players of all ability across the world. We strongly believe that passionate people make the most memorable events, and this is certainly the case with Fed Cup by BNP Paribas. Our sponsoring of this premier women's team sporting event gives us the opportunity to share our passion with our client, for tennis obviously, with our clients, the general public, and our employees all around the world. Additionally, during the tie, we are very excited to be holding Aces from the Heart, where BNP Paribas will be donated $300 Australian for every ace served to Dress for Success Perth. Dress for Success is a global movement of change empowering women to obtain economic independence and achieve self-sufficiency through gainful employment. As you know, an ace is a powerful serve where the ball is hit with maximum force. And we think this is a perfect pairing with Dress for Success, who provide the tools and skills for all women to achieve their maximum potential in life. This means that every ace that is hit will result in funds going directly to Dress for Success to enable them not only to dress the women they assist, but provide them as well with mentoring, with programs, training, to achieve their full potential and achieve independence in a more equal world. As the oldest French company operating in Australia, we are particularly excited today to be here to cheer on both Australia and France, and we wish both teams all the very best. So, bonne chance, good luck to the teams. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Merci, Corinne. That's a great initiative, $300 for every ace. I know you'll be serving more than I did in my career. I used to serve more double faults than aces per year, so I look forward to them making a lot of money for that. Fantastic, great initiative. Pleasure now to introduce up to the stage the ITF President, David Haggerty.
Thank you, Todd. On behalf of the International Tennis Federation, welcome to Perth for the Fed Cup by BNP Paribas World Group Final between Australia and France. We're looking forward to a very exciting final. This weekend will see either Australia winning their 8th Fed Cup title and the first since 1974, or France adding a 3rd Fed Cup title to their resume following wins in 1997 and 2003. What we know for sure is that this will be a contest between two iconic Fed Cup teams. Both Australia and France are only 2 of 4 teams that have played all 57 editions of the Fed Cup. Now, players are an important ingredient of the success of Fed Cup. I want to thank the players that are here today for accepting the honor and the privilege to represent and play for your country. All 10 players and those who have helped you to get to the final have shown great commitment to their teams. I would like to thank the captains, Alicia and Julien, for their leadership, hard work, and dedication in what you put behind Fed Cup and tennis on a daily basis. And congratulations again for reaching the finals. Fed Cup is fortunate to have outstanding sponsors, with our title sponsor, BNP Paribas, who marked their 46th year in tennis this year. We have had a strong 16-year partnership and know how much they have contributed to the growth and stability of tennis. And they're joined by our international sponsors, Adecco, Accor, AV Jennings, and Sotheby's. I want to thank Tennis Australia President Jane Herdlicka and the team for what they have put together this weekend and a fantastic hosting, so thank you very much. I'd also like to welcome Bernard Giudicelli, President of the FFT, and also Vice President of the International Tennis Federation. And I'd like to wish both teams success and a great weekend. Now, before we conduct the draw ceremony, I'd like to take an opportunity to present a very important award. Each year, the ITF partners with the International Tennis Hall of Fame to present the Fed Cup Award of Excellence to a player during the Fed Cup final. This player is someone who has shown great commitment to Fed Cup and representing their nation. This year, I am delighted that the award will be presented to a current player who holds the record for the most Fed Cup singles match wins by an Australian player and is recognized for the pride and passion with which she has represented Australia for 16 years. The Fed Cup Award of Excellence is presented to Sam Stozer.
Well, firstly, I'd like to thank David and the ITF for this award. It's a real privilege to be able to represent my country over so many years, so to be recognised for this amongst so many great tennis players around the world is a real honour, so thank you very much. I also want to say I've always loved representing my country. I'm very lucky to have been able to do it for so many years and be part of so many great teams, and thanks for being a fantastic team currently, and I also want to thank all my previous teammates for making all these weeks so special. So thank you very much, and yeah, it's a real honour to receive this today.
Congratulations, Sam, and very well deserved. I'd like to thank the official party, and if you would like to take your seats back down on the front of the stage, and we can get the formalities of the draw underway. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome onto stage now the referee for the tie this week, and from Great Britain, Claire Wood. Claire's going to take us through the proceedings today, and of course, Claire, a Fed Cup player in her own right for over 10 years for Great Britain. Welcome, Claire.
Thank you, Todd. Good morning, everybody. It is now up to me to conduct the draw for the weekend. The draw today is to determine who will play the first match on Saturday. The 4 nominated singles players will all be placed in the trophy, and the first one drawn out will be the first match to be played. The singles matches on Saturday are the number 1 player from each nation playing the number 2 player from the opposing nation. On Saturday, we start play at 11 a.m, and the opening ceremony will be just before the matches start. On Sunday, the number 1 players from each nation start the day, followed by the number 2 players playing each other and finishing with the doubles. I have received the nominations from the captains for the teams, and I will take them through with you now. For France, the number 1 player for singles is Christina Mladenovic. The number 2 singles player for France is Caroline Garcia. And the doubles team for France is Caroline Garcia and Christina Mladenovic. The singles players for Australia is Ashley Barty. The number 2 singles player, Isla Tomljanovic. And the doubles team nominated for Australia is Ashley Barty and Samantha Stoser. I'm now going to place the 4 singles players into the trophy, and the first one drawn out will be the first match for Saturday.
Thank you very much, Claire. Right now we have a very special performance coming your way. I know you're going to really enjoy it. It is my pleasure to welcome onto the stage from the Western Australian Ballet. They're going to help determine the draw today. We have a French dancer, Claire Voss, and an Australian dancer, Jessie Holmes, and they're going to perform the Peasant Pas de Deux from the iconic ballet Giselle. It's 178 years old, this piece. It was originally choreographed in France and is going to bring our 2 nations together before they do battle on the centre court this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Claire Voss and Jessie Holmes.
Thank you, Claire. And now to find out who plays the first match on Saturday. It is Isla Tomljanovic from Australia. Isla, the number 2 player from Australia, will play Kristina Mladenovic